and that is to perform productively and at a profit. I believe when we deal with this situation, it has to be an across-the-board approach to making sure that the marketplace is competitive, so that we're not just rewarding one industry over another industry, and that we unleash the private sector once again.
Thank you. The next candidate to answer this question will be Janice Volk.
Tax incentives for corporations. My opponent, Mr. Reed, knows about those types of tax incentives. What I wanted to know is how they dwindle down to the average employee or the average American. Yes, I am for these types of incentives, but I also don't want to create redundancies. And I also want to keep an eye open for unintended consequences that are with those. I'm for reducing the regulations that put a stranglehold on small businesses. I do own a small business, and my husband and I work very hard at that. We are from a district that is basically agriculture, and the private sector does it the best. The government does not do job creation very well, and we all know that.
Thank you. The next question for our candidates is, what is your plan to bring green jobs to the New York 29th District, and how will you implement your plan? The question goes first to Tom Reed.
And we've taken a position, we support the wind industry, we support the development of wind farms here in the district. We've seen the economic benefits in the local area from those development projects. And I support an all-of-the-above approach to our foreign energy dependency problem. What that means is we have to deal with the issues of nuclear, wind, biomass, alternative energy, all on the table. And that has to be part of our comprehensive energy plan, because I recognize that our energy dependency issue is a national security threat. And an all-of-the-above approach is what we have to take. Now, we have to do it safely and responsibly. I am not one who's going to scream up here, drill now, drill, drill, baby, drill. That's not my philosophy. My philosophy is a reasoned approach of all of the above and solving the issues. And those opportunities are here in our backyard when it comes to our biomass capabilities, our wind resources, and even our natural gas resources, which I believe is a clean source of energy.
Next candidate to answer the question will be Janice Volk.
All of us up here are not very well experienced in this arena. However, when it comes down to creating substantial jobs, things that are going to support this district, I don't see where Mr. Reed or even Mr. Zeller have come into the stress levels that are associated with this. Free market works, capitalism works, and as far as I'm concerned, Congress, which we are running for, the 9th and 10th Amendments need to be reviewed. If we go back to basics and look at the visionary and the mission of this, we're going to find that the answers are well within. We've just gotten very far away from it.
Thank you. The next candidate will be Matt Zeller.
I'm the only candidate on here that actually has a comprehensive economic development plan for the district that actually incorporates clean energy. Clean energy is going to be the industrial evolution of the 21st century. Every large economy on the planet is going to be demanding these products, and if we can meet the demand for that, we're talking again about sustained employment for the next 50 to 60 years. In Steuben County, biofuels is where we're going to make our money. See, we have 80,000 acres of dormant farmland in our district in this county. If we were to grow switchgrass on those 80,000 acres, it would represent a $2 to $3 billion a year industry. We could be the global innovator of making switchgrass-based ethanol. Think about that for a second. I could put farmers here back to work in a way that they never have dreamed of. Going forward, we have to make sure that our research institutions, such as the Rochester Institute of Technology, have the type of federal subsidies and supports that they're going to need to be able to innovate these new businesses and these new products. And this is how we came up with the jet engine, folks. We're at the place right now where Boeing and Lockheed Martin were 50 years ago.
Thank you very much. The next question is, what contact have you personally had with individuals or municipalities that have been directly affected by drilling in the Marcellus Shale? And the question goes first to Matt Zeller.
I've been traveling all throughout the district. I just attended, actually the only candidate up here to attend a hydraulic fracturing forum in Watkins Glen, and I got a profound education. What I learned is this: there's a tremendous economic resource below our feet, but as I've heard thus far, there is not an engineering solution that allows us to safely access it. I do believe that engineering solution exists. I just have yet to hear anybody articulate it. To me, it's 1961 and President Kennedy just told us to go to the moon, but we haven't come up with the Saturn V or the Apollo moon lander. And we have a pretty good example of what not to do in Pennsylvania. Pennsylvania had unregulated drilling, and they found that 1,435 instances of methane contamination of drinking water. Now, for you folks who own gas drilling rights, understand this. People who have their water contaminated by methane, they can't sell their homes. And Pennsylvania found that they've lost 75% of their land value. They also found that their infrastructure was destroyed because our roads were not designed to handle the level of truck traffic that's going to be associated with drilling.
Thank you. The next candidate will be Tom Reed.
You know, we have spent over 70,000, almost 71,000 miles on the car traveling in this district since we announced our candidacy. And I say that because hopefully that demonstrates to you and to all those out there that we are committed to this work ethic. We are committed to doing that when we go down to Washington, D.C., because that's the right thing to do. And in those miles on the car, we have talked with numerous representatives. We have talked with numerous individuals, a family farmer. We've stood in their living rooms, sat around, had a cup of coffee. And I will tell you that what I see is people are suffering. And I see an opportunity when it comes to Marcellus Shale that we should have an attitude, a positive attitude, and we should have the attitude that we want to do this. And I believe that we are at the point now when the DEC is completing its studies that we can do this responsibly and safely. We've also toured the northern tier of Pennsylvania. We've walked on 2 rigs. We've gone back independently and talked with people of the northern tier. And the economic benefits that they are seeing from this exploration are great. We have to do it safely and responsibly, and that's where we're at with the DEC study.
Thank you. The next candidate will be Janice Volk.
Yes, I have come in direct contact with people that have actually done this type of drilling before. One of the gentlemen lives in Black Creek. He's a quadriplegic now, but he had worked that for quite some time. Even as a child, and his father had been working in the drilling industry. There are ways to do it safely, and us as a district, again, I can't stress how proud I am to be in a district that we have the most productive and most educated, well-educated people that can sit here and make sure that if we do put this plan in action, we can make it safe. When something does happen, when there is an accidental spill and things do happen, I think that we are the ones that can set the precedent to make it safe for everyone. And we need to realize that this is a sustainable job, a clean energy job, and we're struggling now. So it needs to be entertained.
Thank you. The next question for our candidates is, do you support repealing the hydraulic fracturing exemption in the Safe Drinking Water Act? And the question goes first to Tom Reed.
I am a big proponent of the 10th Amendment to the United States Constitution. I believe that the states and the local governments are best suited to dealing with these issues because there are unique factors that are unique to New York State that may not be applicable to other areas of the nation, say Wyoming, Arizona, Colorado, others. And I am for safe and reliable natural gas exploration. I support reasonable rules and regulations. that are there, that are adequately staffed and adequately enacted to ensure that it's safely and reliably done. I am very sensitive, as I said on the outset, that we have to get our fiscal house in order. And when you have the EPA and the DEC trying to do the same thing, that is a classic example to me of the duplication of efforts. We have spent millions of dollars with the DEC. We are proposing on spending millions of dollars with the EPA. That duplication and that redundancy has to come to an end, and we need to balance our books.
Thank you. The next candidate to answer the question will be Janice Volk.
I'm sorry, would you please repeat the question?
Yes, the question is, do you support repealing the hydrofracking exemption in the Safe Drinking Water Act?
Thank you. I do support repealing. The only thing that I have been made aware of by the people and speaking with the people in the district is with these redundancies that we've been encountering with the DEC and the EPA, we need to put these things back into the state's hands. Federal government can't do this. These people don't know anything about what the individual states need. Once we put this back into the state's hands, the people of the 29th will then be better